Hey everyone, Reverend Sarah Grady from St. Paul's United Church in Paris, Ontario, and this is my final Tuesday check-in of the summer. I am, as you can tell, quite excited that I'm going to be going on some holiday time and study leave time to get some rest and rejuvenate myself for the work when we come back again in the fall. At this point, we have been doing our outdoor services of worship over at Paris Plains Church site, and that's been going really well. We have a final one this coming Sunday, which is August the 1st, and we are going to be doing bring your own communion elements. But if you come to the service and you've forgotten them, we are going to, as usual, have some safely prepackaged elements for you so that nobody will be left without being able to take part in our communion service. So please come on out and join us for this final Sunday of in-person worship. For the month of August, Eric and I have been busy at work doing some pre-recording of worship services. I'm still putting those together for you to enjoy for those 4 Sundays that I'll be away, August 8th through to the 29th Sundays. So even though we won't be gathered in person, there will still be an online option. And for those people who aren't comfortable or able to gather yet with us in person, this is for you. There'll be some online worship services. Once we are back in the month of September, as we know throughout this pandemic, everything changes on a dime. So we just don't know yet for certain, but we are hopeful and confident at this point that we will be able to be back into our sanctuary with our protocols and safety measures in place come September. So please keep checking for our announcements around that. And we hope to start to figure out our new normal come September. One of the things that has been happening on these Tuesdays is kind of a follow-up for things we talked about on Sunday, but also our chapter in We Make the Road by Walking. For those who haven't been following along in the book and have been confused by it all year long, hopefully not too many of you, this book is coming to an end. We've been doing this, walking this journey for almost 1 full year now, and it's been such a huge gift to me to have this resource to fall back on each week and have these engaging questions and directions for the week ahead, and to think about the things that we talked about in our service of worship and continue to ponder how we might live out calls to action in the world. This past Sunday, we talked a lot about love and what does that look like to be a person who shows love in the world. We don't always do our best at it, and we need to pick ourselves up and try again. And one of the engagement questions for me was a really interesting. It was an engagement for the children, and it says, what are some of the places where you feel most peaceful and safe, and what makes those places so special? And that got me thinking about the places that are supposed to feel peaceful and safe. A church is one of them, obviously. Our homes, school, our friends' places, but those are not always places that feel that way. So I really and truly hope that everybody in the world has a place where they feel safe and peaceful. And maybe that's not a physical place necessarily like a home, but in the presence of somebody else, that can also be. For me, growing up, it was my home church, Islington United, but I know that that is a very privileged thing. It's something that we continue to work on. Let's consider this for a moment. When we think about the exclusion that has happened in certainly our North American churches over the years of Indigenous folk, in certain denominations, women in leadership are not a welcome thing. People who identify as part of the Two-Spirit LGBTQ plus community haven't always felt peaceful and safe in church communities. People of biracial and people of color have not always felt safe in our North American communities of faith. And so it's something that we continue to work on in this time and place. So I wonder if you could share with me, please do, what is a place that makes you feel peaceful and safe? And what is it about that place that is special? For me, I mentioned my home church of Islington United, but I've also always found peace and safety with my family at my cottage in Muskoka. And we have a very humble, not fancy cottage. It is on an island with boat access only, but it is very much a community. There's lots of other cottagers on the island as well. A real community of people and a place to unplug and to be able to really connect as a family, even though we have internet and a dishwasher and those kinds of things up there these days, it's still, you know, for the most part, we put our phones in our rooms and don't look at them. We spend our time together. We have board game nights. We cook lots of really great food together. We swim and play and do all those things that help us to reconnect. And we really missed that a lot last summer during the hardest parts of the pandemic. And while I did get up there for a little bit, it wasn't the same. And so I'm looking forward for this August, now that my whole family is fully vaccinated, to being able to have some of that safer and peaceful space that we feel is so special to us again. So, what is that for you? Please share with me. I'd love to hear that from you this week. I'm available all the way up until Sunday to check in whatever's going on in life with you. Once I'm off in August, please know that there is going to be pastoral care available. If it's needed, please let Karen in the office know. She has the contacts. For the first 2 weeks of my holiday and study leave time, it will be Michael Schuberg, the minister over at Richwood United Church. And then for the final couple of weeks, it will be Reverend Kathy Diltz over at Burford United Church, can be available for those needs during this time. I hope that wherever you are this day, as always, you are safe, you are well, and that we get a chance to see each other so soon. Talk to you later, friends.